There is a difference between being a flipper or a scalper and a trading card business, a reseller. Personally, I count myself as a reseller, a trading card business. And the biggest reason why is because I actually take the time to track my expenses and my revenue. I am treating this as an actual business. There is nothing wrong with being a flipper. It's okay to do it on the side and just make a little bit of money here and there and everything else. But if you want to run this thing as a real business, you need to start acting like it's a real business. And the best way to do that is to track what you're doing. Now, when I say track what you're doing, I'm going to tell you what works best for me, and it is not tracking every single card that comes in the door, tracking the value of every card, tracking if you made a profit on every card. I think that is just busy work. The way that I personally handle my business is tracking it on a money in and money out basis. Am I making a profit on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis? You could take it down to a daily basis if you wanted to. I don't personally do that. That's too much minutia for me. But when I say track it, I mean actually track it. You buy a big lot, it goes into your expenses. You go do a card show, it goes in and you make a profit. It goes in to your revenue. You have a big PSA order that just came in and you have some bills coming due because you have to pay PSA. That goes into your expenses. You're going out of town for the weekend to go do a card show. Guess what? That's an expense. You sell, 200 cards on eBay a month. That's revenue. Talk about expenses. I'm going into this full time. This is something I haven't ever done, but it is a paycheck, payroll. That's an expense. Even if you're paying yourself, taking your wife with you to the card show, guess what? You could pay her. I'm not going to get into the tax implications. I haven't really even personally crossed that bridge yet. I need to go talk to an accountant because this thing is taking off and I'm making more money than I ever have with it. It's because of the amount of work that I'm putting into it. So I don't really have any answers on where to go with taxes. I don't know any of that. And I'm hoping that my spreadsheet that I personally do is going to work for what I have going on with my accountant. But I say, even if you're doing this part-time, just trying to make a little bit of money here and there, I think it's a great idea to track your expenses. Treat this thing, expenses and revenue, treat this thing as a real business. You want this thing to work out. You want this thing to make money. The best way to do it is to track it and actually see what you're doing. So I personally have a spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you. I'll leave the link in the description. And this is exactly how I do all of my business and all of my tracking. All right, so bear with me here. I'm going to do this spreadsheet on my computer and share the screen, but I don't actually share the screen because I record with my phone. I'm low tech. I'm trying to get this thing off and running and just doing everything I can cheaply, so I use my phone to record, and I don't have the best way to record myself on the computer. Anyways, not getting into that too much. All right, here exactly is my spreadsheet. This is a copy of my business spreadsheet that I personally use. So I have columns here for everything. I have an expense, I have a source, I have a purchase date, and I have the cost that it cost me. I have a revenue tab down below, which you can't see according to this. Let's see, maybe I need to adjust my camera. There we go. All right, so I click down here on my revenue tab. Right here, I have sale or service that I provided. I say service because I do a grading service where I collect fees. The date, how much revenue came in. Pretty simple. And then there's extra columns here too that you can use as well. All right, and then over here I have my totals. So I keep track of everything on a quarterly basis for my totals. Total expenses, total revenue, all comes from over here. Personally, I'm just taking it and copy and pasting right now. I'm sure those of you that are better with spreadsheets probably can adjust my rules and make it work. Anyways, then my profit pops up over here, and here I have an equation that gets you your profit margin. It tells you exactly the percentage of your profit margin, and I keep track of how many hours I'm working on a weekly basis as well. I was doing this more so when I was doing cards on the side. Starting next week, I am going full time, so I'm going to still do this, and these numbers are going to change soon. But let's go ahead and let's just pretend. So we got expenses. So we're starting off this new business. We are going to buy a Pokemon collection. So I bought this Pokemon singles collection. We're going to say, oh, there's 100 cards. So I would do 100x. And I'm going to come over here and the source. Where did I get this from? Let's just say I got this from the local card shop. I spent some time in the local card shop, made some friends, and I bought a collection from them. I bought this on January 1st of 2026. Oops. We're just pretending here. And it cost me $1,000. Alright. So, let's see. I had to get some supplies. I bought some supplies recently. I had to buy some sleeves. And top loaders. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to do a case, because that's usually how I buy them. Sleeve case. Top loader case. Got that at the local card shop as well. I bought that on, we're going to say a couple days later, because I'm still working out what I was doing. And I'm going to say I spent $200. I don't know. We're just going to make fake numbers. Yada, yada, yada. You get the point. I go on a trip. I have a hotel. Hotel expenses come over here. It was up in Minnesota. Card show. Yeah, and I did it on whatever, the 16th. You get the point. Everything comes in here. It is the day that I do it, I come into this and I type it down so I don't lose track. I need to go in and I need to write everything as I'm doing it. And you get the point. So I'll go over here, revenue. I had that card show up in Minnesota on the 16th, right? So I had Minnesota Card Show was the venue or the sale. And it was on the 16th. And I did really well. I actually turned that $1,000, I turned that into $1,300. There you go. And I just go through and I take everything and I add it all up. And then I come over at the end of the, so I have a big long list here of everything that I did throughout the month. And then my monthly total goes here. Come down here. Here is my quarterly total. My quarterly total comes over here into revenue. And my revenue, we're going to say quarter one, I did $20,000 in revenue. And I spent $15,000 right there. Oh, my profit isn't filling. Why is my profit not filling? So I fixed it. I went ahead and fixed my numbers, and right here, so it tells you my profit. So I had $15,000 in revenue or expenses, $20,000 in revenue. Here is my profit margin, or my profit, and here's my margin. And I can go up here and I can change my hours that I worked. I worked 20 hours a week this week, or this time of year, and there we go. So that is it. Simple. In and out. Money in, money out. Track everything that I'm doing. See if I'm actually making a profit. I am making a profit right now. And that is why I am going full time. Is because I can grow this thing and make this thing bigger and better. All right, so it's simple. And I might be wrong. I might be going to the accountant here. I'm going to be going to an accountant here soon and figuring out if what I'm doing is correct. But we'll just say that it is. I think it's the easiest thing to do is to track it in and out, money in, money out. Are you making a profit? Monthly basis. And that is the way to look at this. If you're doing 2 or 3 card shows a week, or you're selling on eBay, however you're doing it, do it on, don't track each individual card. Track it by the totals that you're doing. I buy a big stack of cards. I write it down that I bought this stack of cards from wherever, a Facebook ad or however you got the cards. If you're buying individual cards and you're doing great big cards or whatever, yeah, sure, you could track it. But most of what I'm doing is low-end stuff. So it's really easier. It's a lot easier to just track it as a collection buy and go from there. So I will keep you updated. I am going to go talk to the accountant and make sure that I'm doing this right. But in the meantime, I thought I would share, let you guys know that this is the real thing that makes you stand out or become different from just a flipper. There's nothing wrong with flippers, but if you're actually treating this like a business, it can grow and snowball and really turn into something. All right, guys, I appreciate you checking out my video. If you could, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. How do you track your business? Is it better than what I've got going on? Share. Let's learn from each other. And if you could, on the way out, hit the like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.